You can find tons of videos about editing on YouTube that talk about the variety of editing software like Final Cut Pro, Avid, DaVinci Resolve or Adobe Premiere. But I couldn't find a single video that talks about, in my opinion, the most important thing in picture editing. Hear me out. When film or motion picture got invented about 100 years ago, there was only one new art form created with it: editing. Everything else was actually already invented. Acting, directing, writing, costumes, makeup, even music was invented centuries before there was sound in film. I started out as a picture editor in 1993. My teacher and mentor at the time, Pamela, taught me a very important lesson. It's something I still think about every working day. Even as a director now, when I'm blocking a scene or when I'm talking to the DP about the composing of the picture. And nobody talks about that one thing. And I'm going to share this with you in a second, but first let me talk about what I think editing actually is. In my opinion, editing is the most underrated art form in filmmaking. To determine if a film is edited well, we have to consider several things. Can I follow the story? Do I understand the hero's journey or every character's journey? Is it funny, emotional, and most importantly, entertaining? These are all structural or dramatic decisions a picture editor has to make. But to determine if a movie really is edited well is actually very hard for us as an audience, because we don't know the material that got sent into the editing room. Next to all these factors, there is one thing nobody talks about: your eyes that are watching the movie or the video. So here is the one thing: our eyes can only focus on one spot. Even though we like big screens, we are not able to look at the whole screen at the same time. We are only able to focus at one point, and our eyes are moving all over the screen. So next to all the structural and dramatical and even rhythmical decisions a picture editor has to make, the most important thing, in my opinion, is that he or she knows where exactly the audience are pointing their eyes. Sometimes you see a movie or a video clip or a commercial that is edited very fast, but you're still able to follow the content. You know exactly where you are, you know the good guy, the bad guy, you can totally follow the story, even though it's edited very fast. And sometimes there are music videos, commercials, or even movie sequences where it's very hard to follow. They're fast and loud and they can be fun for a moment, but you cannot follow the story. Something is just off. So why is that? It's because the editor doesn't think or doesn't care about on which spot or in which limited area the eyes of the audience are focusing at. In my opinion, good edited videos or films are when me as an audience, when I don't have to move my eyes, or if I have to move my eyes, the editor is leading me. And it does absolutely not matter if you watch your film on a Cinerama screen, on an IMAX screen, or on your phone. So see, I know exactly where your eyes are at the moment. You're following me. And if I edit now, in the next shot, there has to be something exactly at that point where you are looking right now. Otherwise, it's confusing for you. Oh, I have to be here. So please, when you edit, also look at your footage and ask yourself, where exactly is the audience looking at? Is it focusing the car that's driving by? Is it focusing my eyes? Is it focusing my mouth? Where is the natural focus point of the audience? I am not talking about an exact spot. I am talking about a limited area around that spot. Let me show you an example. When you watch a movie, a video clip, or a commercial that is edited very fast, but you can still follow, the reason for that is your eyes don't have to move. And if your eyes have to move, something in the frame is leading them to the right spot. Let's watch that sequence again. And let's mark the area where, in my opinion, the focus points of the audience is and needs to be throughout the sequence, so they're still able to follow the content. When you watch a movie, a video clip, or a commercial that is edited very fast, but you can still follow, the reason for that is your eyes don't have to move. And if your eyes have to move, something in the frame is leading them to the right spot. And now let's look at the same sequence edited badly. When you watch a movie, a video clip, or a commercial that is edited very fast, but you can still follow, the reason for that is your eyes don't have to move. And if your eyes have to move, something in the frame is leading them to the right spot. See what I mean? There's a spot or there's this limited area where after a cut, my eyes can comfortably move and find the next information. If the next information is outside this area, I have to search for it, and then I'm losing focus for the content I'm watching. Eyes can move, no problem. But you as an editor have to lead them. So if the information right now is in the middle of the frame, After the next cut, there has to be an information in the middle of the frame as well. Usually you have action, people are moving, cars are moving, stuff is happening. So your eyes are constantly moving around the screen. Right now when I'm talking and I'm walking around, so you're also following me, your eyes are moving. So if I would edit now, I kind of need to lead the point of view, your point of view, to the right spot. So now probably you're on my eyes. If I take down my head, you're probably following my head for a second there. And we have all that kind of movement, and then movement can help you to lead the eyes of the audience. If the next thing is on the right side of the screen, it's no problem. You just then have to lead the point of view to that right side. So there can be a car driving, there can be like a panning, it can be that the person is walking from the middle of the screen to the right of the screen, and of course my eyes are following the person, and when the edit comes, it's very important that the next information is there where my eyes are. So I don't have to like search for the next information, because if I have to search for the next information, it's tiring. You're probably wondering, for example, when two people are talking, you have one person looking in this direction. I say, hi, how are you? I am really good, how are you? I'm not a good actor, but you get the situation. Now you're probably wondering, there is nothing there where my eyes were before. But you know, that still works. This is because we as an audience also have an assumption. So your eyes are moving, and then you see a person looking from the right to the left side. So in your subconscious, you know the next thing probably is going to happen more on the left side of the screen. So that jump is like a jump you organically do. The same when I, for example, like would now move my head from this direction to this, and now I would cut. This area is also a possibility where something can happen right now, because I'm leading you with my movement. I'm leading you from that side of the frame to this side of the frame. And this is something that unconsciously happens. And it's actually very easy to do, because you as an editor, you're also an audience. You basically just only need to watch yourself and be aware where you are looking at the pictures, when you go through the clips, when you go through your rushes, through your raw material. The only thing you need to do is just follow your own point of view, the point where you are looking at, because most likely it's the same like the audience has. To show it to you and to maybe explain it better, I randomly cut 4 clips together. There is no story there, it's just a way to show you how I lead the eye. Let's watch that sequence again, and let's mark the area where the focus points of the audience, in my opinion, is. If you're not sure if your edit works, there's a trick you can check it. Run it backwards. 100% of speed, just run it backwards. Because your eyes have to follow the same, but they have to follow, of course, the sequence backwards. But if the edit works, they can follow smoothly. If it jumps, if your eye have to jump, it's not working, you have to work on it again. I could give you a lot of good and bad examples. James Cameron, for example, master director and probably the biggest storyteller of our time, who is also an editor and edits his films. And his movies are big movies, they're 3 hours long, they have boats drowning and wars are being fought, but you always know where you are. And he gives us a very relaxed viewing experience, because he, in his movie making, his composing of his stories and his frames, he leads, and his editing, he leads our eyes. So we have a relaxed viewing experience. It's actually, in my opinion, as simple as that. In conclusion, I can say, I couldn't care less which editing software you're using. Just remember to lead the eyes of your audience. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. I see you in the next video. Stay curious.